Hey guys, and welcome to the battle phase. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a deck that is your typical Beetrooper Battlewasp insect combo pile, just with a little unique twist to it, right? Rather than just comboing off and setting a normal insect deck board, we are going to be accessing the family of very powerful fusion monsters released during the last few years. So we're going to be incorporating into our end board the Invoked family, as well as Mirrorjade and Millenium-Eyes Restrict, as examples of a few very strong fusions, and we're going to access those through the help of our little boy Fusion Parasite that we are going to set up to do these fusion summons with the usage of our basic Beetrooper combo. So, how the deck works and how these fusions are brought out of the extra deck onto the field, you can see in the combo tutorial video that's going to be posted in the description below and also on the channel. This is the deck profile, so let's see this unique variation of the insect deck. So starting off as any Beetrooper combo pile, we are obviously starting with 3 copies of Resonance Insect, the bread and butter card for any insect combo deck. It is search of a level 5 or higher insect upon sending to graveyard, and upon banishment it's an insect foolish burial, not once per turn. What more would you like? So all the combos do start with Resonance Insects, but obviously having just 3 of your starter isn't enough, so that's why we also play 3 copies of Retaliating Sea, which we play as our second starter, because when he's sent to the graveyard from the field, you can search a insect, and obviously you search the Resonance Insect that then starts your plays. So that is 6 copies of starters, and since we all know that is still not enough, we also incorporate into the deck 3 copies of Small World. So Small World in this deck is extremely strong because it lets us again search Resonance Insect. Throughout the combo, I am going to be mentioning what are going to be the bridges and gateways from other cards to these starters, especially Resonance Insect, that we're gonna be obviously trying to use every single time we open Small World. Important is this deck is constructed in a way that almost every card in the deck with the usage of Small World will be able to bring us to Resonance Insect that then kickstarts our plays. So these are our starters. Let's talk about percentages. We do run a 40 card deck because we really want to see these cards to start our play, and we don't have very many copies of it, only 9. So the odds of opening one of them, if going first, are going to be 74%, and going second 81%. Not ideal, but still a pretty high percentage. So in order to perform the combos that are going to be featured in the combo tutorial, you are going to need Resonance Insect plus an Insect Extender, or Retaliating Sea plus 2 Insect Extenders, which is a little bit harder to pull. But Insect Extenders are needed, so here they come. So we run the 3 copies of Beetrooper Scale Bomber. So if you've summoned an insect, you can special summon this from your hand, and it's a basic bread and butter extender. Then we have 3 copies of Battlewasp Pin the Bullseye. This one is that if you control an insect, you can special summon him. And then we also play the 3 copies of Dragon Bite, which if normal summoned, you can special summon an insect from your hand. So your main goal is to get Resonance Insect on the field with one of these insects to kickstart our plays. Why this selection of extenders is pretty clear, because if you open, for instance, a Beetrooper Scale Bomber, you can obviously reveal him, banish him, and in your deck reveal Battlewasp Pin in order to add Resonance Insect with Small World. The same goes with Pin. If you open him, you can then reveal Scale Bomber and add Resonance Insect to your hand with Small World. And as you've guessed, the same also goes with Dragon Bite. With Small World, you can reveal from your deck Battlewasp Pin and add Resonance Insect to your hand. So all of these cards with Small World can also be transferred to Resonance Insect to kickstart your plays. But that's not all of the extenders. We also play 2 more Dream Cicadas as extenders. Only 2 of them, because these sadly cannot be converted to Resonance Insects through the use of Small World. That is still a pretty decent amount of extenders. This is 11 extenders, plus we played 2 more ready fusions. So altogether, this makes 13 extenders in our 40 card deck, a 88% chance of opening one going first, and a whopping 92 going second. So we are pretty much set with extenders. Again, this is a combo insect pile, so if you open enough extenders and no starters, you can still make something of a board, right? So you're not completely lost. Moving on to our engine requirements. For the combo, we do require 2 Beetrooper Scout Buggies. We are going to Foolish Burial him, revive him, and then he's gonna summon the other one, and we're going to our Cicada King. We also play the 2 copies of Sting Lancer, so Beetrooper Sting Lancer. One of them is gonna be in our hand as a hand trap, and the other one is needed for the combo, so 2 of them. Also, Sting Lancer can be converted into Resonance Insect using Small World by revealing Beetrooper Scale Bomber in your deck. So if you open this, it's also gonna be no problem. Continuing on, we also play the 1 copy of Gokipole because we have to, 1 copy of the Mighty Neptune, 1 copy of Doomdozer. As an extender, we're going to search off Resonance Insect to facilitate our plays. These cards we do not want to open in our opening hand because we access all of them during the combo, but opening any of them does not prevent you to combo. It just, you just open the card you were going to search anyway. The only problem is Gokipole. If you open Gokipole, you cannot combo with the Resonance Insect, but you can still combo with the Retaliating Sea. And the final card in the deck is obviously the MVP of this deck's version, Fusion Parasite. We're going to be looping Fusion Parasite from our graveyard and performing fusion summons into the before mentioned strong fusion monsters. So this is the backbone of the deck, the Fusion Insect that this version is centered around. Because Fusion Parasite has a neat little effect. Of course, it's an insect and has the effect that if this card is special summoned, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control. But the catch is that he can be substituted for any fusion material listed on a fusion monster. So he can also be Alistair the Invoker, he can also be Fallen of Albaz, and so on. And that, by special summoning him from the graveyard and fusing with monsters on the board, we bring out the strong fusion monsters like Mirrorjade and Invoked, because he can be a substitute for any of those materials. Into the Handtraps, we play 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, and 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Now, this would usually be meta calls or flex spots, but here the Handtraps are selected in a way that if you open them with Small World, you can convert them to Resonance Insect, one of your starters, or extenders if you lack them. So opening any of these 6 Handtraps with Small World does lead to either a starter if you don't have it, or extender if you don't have it. You can change Ash into Resonance Insect by revealing Dream Cicada in your deck. You can change Effect Veiler into Resonance Insect by revealing Battlewasp Pin the Bullseye. You can change Ash into an extender, for instance the Dragon Bite, by revealing Dream Cicada in your deck, and you can change Veiler into an extender, Scale Bomber, by revealing Battlewasp Pin the Bullseye. So all of these Handtraps are with Small World convertible into starters or extenders. And they also act as Handtraps going second, right? Up to the spells, so the final 2 extenders in our deck are 2 copies of Ready Fusion. It is just an additional extender to ramp up our number of extenders to 13. Then we have a few more engine requirements. We play Beetrooper Formation. This is searched by Sting Lancer in order to extend our plays and is needed for the combo. Otherwise, opening it again is not an issue for the combo. For the traps, we play 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. This is the reminder of the Handtrap lineup. Because none other Handtrap can be converted to starters with Small World, we just play Infinite Impermanence because it's the best out of them. And this brings our count of Handtraps to 8 in a 40-card deck, which means a 70% chance of opening them going first, and more importantly, 76% chance opening them going second, which is the point of these Handtraps in the deck as well. The combo does require you to have another card in your hand that's any card, and this can also be a Handtrap going first because you're anyway gonna get rid of it from your hand. The final card in the deck is one Beetrooper Fly Instinct. We only play 2 imperms because we want to keep it at 40 because of our low number of starters. And then we have Fly Instinct because this will be searched by Sting Lancer. We have and will act as a follow-up and also can be a part of combos that are interrupted in order to finish on a non-optimized end board. But this is the main deck, 40 cards in the main. Let's go on to the extra. Looking at the extra deck, we're going to start with our typical Beetrooper insects, and this is going to be 2 of the Beetrooper Armor Horns. Armor Horns, really great starting cards. Link 2s require you to normal summon an additional insect, and then you can also banish 2 insects to special him from the grave. A perfect card. We use both effects in the combo, and we obviously play 2 because it is also needed as follow-ups turn 2 and 3. If you want to combo off, you just need to have an additional copy than the first one, but otherwise an extremely important card. Next Beetrooper is going to be the Beetrooper Invincible Atlas, the level 4 one, which can sacrifice itself in order to bring any insect from the deck, also used during the combo. And then we have 2 copies of Insector Picophilinia. Again, a essential combo piece, but is good enough that we want to have the second copy for follow-ups, so that's why we play the 2 copies. Again, so together with Picophilinia, together with our Giant Atlas and Armor Horn do form the backbone of our Beetrooper combo. We do go through all 3 of them, finishing on the Seraph Papillon, the Link 3, that will revive Fusion Parasite during your opponent's turn for us to Fusion Summon. The other Fusion Parasite revivals, because we're going to be looping Fusion Parasite around, are going to be the Papillon, as we mentioned, and the Cicada King. We're going to make Cicada King through Beetrooper Scout Buggy, and Cicada King is going to revive Fusion Parasite twice to do 2 Fusion Summons, and Sarah Papillon is going to revive it once, so we're going to make 3 Fusion Summons off of this card with Fusion Parasite in Graveyard. That is kind of the backbone of this deck. Moving to the fusions, the vocal point of the deck. First, obviously, the Fusion Insect, level 6. This is the extender you summon off of Ready Fusion, so not much to talk about here. And then we finally come to the end board pieces. So the first strong fusion we summon is the Millenium-Eyes Restrict. We summon it with Fusion Parasite and an effect monster. That effect monster is going to be on our end board the Giant Neptune. Let me just find it. There we go. It is going to be our Giant Neptune, so we're going to fuse him away and the Fusion Parasite into Millenium-Eyes Restrict. The second one is going to be Invoked Rajin. Do not forget that our Cicada King is wind, so this Infusion Parasite is going to be Invoke Rajin. And the last card is all of our favorites, Mirrorjade, because, as we know, the revival coming from Seraph Papillon and Fusion Parasite, this is an extra deck monster, so we can get Mirrorjade. So our main combo is going to put these 3 strong fusion monsters as parts of our end board, which is a Monster Negate plus the, Banish, plus the Mirrorjade effect, plus a Book of Moon off of Invoke Rajin. So these 3 with Sting Lancer in hand is going to be our optimal end board by looping around Fusion Parasite. Because we run the Mirrorjade, we also have to run a target for him to send. This is going to be Albion. And then Albion can search a Branded Spell or Trap. I decided not to play it in the deck. I didn't have it come up as much, but you can play Branded Banishment or anything like that for Albion to then search for follow-up turns. But it didn't come up for me because a lot of things have to align for you to really need that trap, and it's just an extra brick otherwise. So, but it is an option if you want it there. So that's for the fusions. And then we come to the final. These are the flex spots, in my opinion. Cards that you can use if the combo goes wrong or for follow-ups, and that's going to be one of the most standard Link 2s, IP Masquerena alongside with Nightmare Unicorn, and obviously then Appaloosa. So these 3 are flex spots. You can run anything instead of instead of these 3 cards, but I feel like these are the most flexible ones. Appaloosa if you get Handtrapped, and you might have to make an alternative end board. The same for IP Masquerena, that's then an interruption with Unicorn, or, you know, you can make these cards as follow-up after your main board is broken. But that's gonna be the deck. It is an interesting spin on the basic Beetrooper variant because you are ending on a bunch of fusions. If you want to see how this combo is performed and how we get to these 3 very different fusions in our end board, do check the combo tutorial video that is going to be linked in the description below. And yeah, it's just a fun deck, an interesting deck. It plays well, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.